It is, dude. I'm ready.
All right, welcome to episode 4. I can't believe Armchairs let us make it this long, dude. Of Titans by Two. This is Brett Batchelor. I'm Austin Nelson. We are, coming at you hot with it's game week finally. We kind of just said it, man. It's go time after months and months of waiting, and the hype is real. The hype is here. You excited for it?
Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so ready for this. Been waiting for it since before last season was even over, bro. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah. After the Texans, after the Jaguars game, excuse me. After
Yep.
After Marcus, we figured right then and there it was over.
Yep.
I was like, man, all right, it's next season. There's no point now. So it's time, dude. I'm so excited. It's here, and the roster that John Robinson and Mike Mularkey put together. Give me your first initial thoughts on it.
First initial thoughts is that it's solid. I was kind of surprised at what happened to wide receiver. I really did not expect Harry and Tajay to both go on the IR, which that might hurt us. I mean, that really only leaves us with 3 or 4 targets. But I think it's solid. Let's see, I have it pulled up right here. The one thing that caught me off guard is the fact we have 11 guys in the secondary and 11 linebackers on the roster. I didn't expect to see that many, but it's good for the depth that we can have at that position because we never know what may happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, I think another reason why they did that was because you have 3 deep at tight end as well with Jonnu and Delaney, and barring an injury, God forbid that happens, you have those guys to as your receivers, because I wouldn't even call Delaney Walker a tight end. He's more of a pass-catching tight end or a receiver, if you will. He's lost 10 pounds, said he feels as fast and as physical as ever, which is great to hear for Titans fans. So it's going to be fun for him to finally, have, I don't even want to say a breakout year, because every year for him has been breakout for him, but just another dominant year and hopefully a Pro Bowl year for him. But I'm with you. The 11 linebackers, 11 cornerbacks, or D-backs, excuse me. I mean, those are 2, I think, of our weakest spots still on the roster. And I think, man, just truthfully, the defense as a whole, they're tough, they're physical. It's a good group, but it's not a group that's going to win us games, I don't think. And hopefully they can down the road they can. But as of right now, just looking on the paper and seeing what we've seen in preseason, not right now.
No, not at all. And we still don't even know who's going to be starting at cornerback either. I mean, we know the one's Logan Ryan, but he might not even be a true number 1. He has to be for us. But in the league, he might not even be a true number 1. And is 2 going to be LaShawn Sims? Is it going to be it's not going to be Kalen Reed, but is it going to be Bryce McCain or Adoree Jackson? We really don't even know what the depth chart is for the secondary.
So let's transition now. Talk about what's ahead, and that's the Oakland Raiders. A team who we played, I think this is the 3rd straight year at Nissan Stadium, which is very ironic. I really like how we're playing in week 1. Earlier than later. They're beat up right now on defense. I've heard a lot of people here lately talking about how the Raiders have one of the worst defenses in the league, which is surprising because I thought they'd be so good. I thought their team was so well-rounded. But after looking and reading up on it a little bit, they're right. So what do you think? What matchups are you intrigued to see on Sunday?
I'm intrigued to see how, like you said, they have a bad defense, and one of their first picks, Gareon Conley, might be out as well. So how are our new receivers going to do against a beat-up defense? How is Corey Davis going to do after not playing in the preseason? Is Rashard Matthews going to have another great year like he did last year? Taywan Taylor especially, too, had such a good preseason. How are these guys going to do against a beat-up defense and what is supposed to be a better receiving core for us?
I'm going to switch it. I want to see the cornerbacks, the safeties, the linebackers playing coverage with, great receivers that the Raiders have in Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper, maybe the best team in the league. And if it's not, it's right up there. I want to see how well they play. Can they cover these guys? Are they going to be using different packages to mix it in? They have who's the tight end? Jared Cook now.
He's there.
Cookie's back. So it's going to be hard to cover all these guys, especially with the Derek Carr. And that brings me to another point. I want to see if Arakpo, Morgan, Avery,
Dodd, if he gets in, Woodyard,
Kevin Dodd, Eric Walden, those guys, can they pick up where they left off last year? Does Dick LeBeau have a weapon that he's not used yet in the preseason? Can we find ways to get to the quarterback on Sunday?
Yeah, I completely agree. And like with guys like Cook and Crabtree, and they have a solid three receiver in Seth Roberts, who came in and balled out against us two years ago. Do we bring the heat from linebackers and stuff like that, or do we lay back in coverage and make sure that they don't throw the ball all over us, which we can have a tendency to let happen to us, especially with tight ends. When a team has a good tight end, they eat all over our linebackers, and they're bringing in Jared Cook, who is still a good tight end in the league. So I'm interested to see, do we lay back and play a little bit more conservative, or do we just go firing away at Derek Carr and coming back for his first game, Marshawn Lynch?
Besides that, what is something else that you did not see in the preseason and would like to see week one automatically be better than what it was?
Offensive line. The offensive line, dude, right there. It was so good last year, and PFF, Pro Football Focus, ranked it as #1 in the league last year. And then we come in this year, and it was so sloppy. So sloppy. I mean, giving up sacks, giving up, 1 to 2 yard runs at last year where there were holes wide open and not having as much time in the backfield. Shoot. The first preseason game, Alex Tanney got sacked 7 times. That's something that we never see. So the offensive line definitely has to do better than what they did in the preseason.
I'm gonna stay there with you. I'm gonna talk about everybody around the offensive line, and that goes from quarterback to running backs to the receivers to the new guys and Taywan and Corey to the new weapon and Eric Decker. How is everything going to finally mesh? Because everybody's going to play on Sunday. We're finally going to see everybody on the field, which is super exciting to see. Finally, you'll see Eric Decker on one side, Corey Davis, Taywan in the slot, and then Jonnu and Delaney. You're going to see everybody you want to see in the game at one time. How is Marcus going to feed everybody, and what's the game plan?
Yeah, I completely agree. And another thing I'm interested to see is DeMarco has been up and down with injuries. How much playing time does he get? Because a lot of people have been asking, how is Derek going to play more? How much is Derek going to get? And Malarkey and Robinson have both been saying, yeah, Derek's going to play more. I've said this before. DeMarco's the starter, and I'm all for that. He should be the starter. How much playing time is he going to get, and what are the packages that they could use him and Derrick Henry in when they want to go separate ways?
I've kind of told you this before in a podcast before. I think it's going to be who has the hot hand at the time. And if it's DeMarco who has, 12 carries for 96 yards, Derek's not going to see the ball much when that happens, and vice versa. When Derek has a good game and has a hot hand, they're going to keep it with him. So I think it's a good thing to have. It's a good problem to have.
Yep. And dude, one of our defensive leaders, Jarrell Casey. How is he going to look? He looked great in the preseason, and again, he had a good year last year. But we both said he's underrated. We're just going to say he's underrated. And if he was on another team, he probably wouldn't be underrated. So how is he going to look? How is Klug going to look coming back off of his torn Achilles injury? He's not underrated, but he's just a solid player on our team. He's a household name for Titans fans. Titans fans know the work that he can put in. And Sylvester Williams, the new nose tackle, especially because we just let Antoine Woods go, possibly on the practice squad. So that means that opens up for Sly right there to play the nose tackle. How is he going to do in his first season with us as well?
Right. And let me kind of backtrack real quick. When the roster came out and when John Robinson made all the final cuts and moves, nothing really surprised me that much. Maybe Antoine, maybe Trey McBride, so on and so. Nothing really crazy. There wasn't a big cut. There wasn't a Harry Douglas. There wasn't a Tajay Sharp or anybody like that. They all. It was who we thought they would put on the team. What surprised me though was the Titans didn't really go get anybody big name from any other team. There wasn't somebody who they had. Forgive me. Who's the guy's name we got from the Chiefs?
This year. The guy we just traded for. Yeah. I know you're talking about though. Yeah.
We gotta figure his name out. Hold on a second.
Well, you were talking about guys big names that we didn't pick up because we talked about possibly getting AJ Boye in the offseason, Alshon Jeffrey in the offseason, Dante Hightower in the offseason, and we didn't get any of them.
Yeah. Here we go. All right, so David King is his name.
Yes.
Z lineman picked him up, and so it was the day after.
At Bridgestone,
2 days after.
Want to help make sure you're not stuck on the side of the road.
It was 2 days after we played the Chiefs. So Robinson saw something he liked at the game, which is kind of ironic to me, I thought. As well as they brought back Brian Schwenke.
Yes,
Schwenke's a guy. Schwenke's a guy that I think Malarkey liked a lot when he was here. And letting go of Corey Levine and Brad Seaton and those
Tim
guys.
Lelito.
Yeah, Lelito as well. I think they'll have spots in the practice squad for now. Because they're all new guys from the team, all draft picks. But when Schwenke went on the market, I think everybody kind of was like, "Oh, let's give this guy a call again." Get him back, and the O line loves him.
Yep.
That's another thing.
Even
I like.
Schwenke when he went to Indianapolis, he said it was weird to put the C on in the Indianapolis stuff and rather not a Titans gear.
Yeah. So looking behind you real quick, I see the schedule, and there's so many games on that schedule that we could circle and we're excited for the Monday night game, playing Seattle, going to Pittsburgh. What are you so excited to watch this season? Is it a certain player? Is it a game? Is it a core? What is it?
For me, it's literally the whole year, because there's so much hype from everybody, dude. There's so much hype, and like you said, looking on the schedule behind me, I mean, there's some tough games, and then there's some games where like, all right, we should win this game. So it's really the whole year that I'm looking forward to, and I mean, honestly, with the hype from everybody around the league and the insiders and everything like that, I think you have to expect at least another 9-win season, because anything less than that is probably not going to win us the division. It's not going to get us back to the playoffs where we're expected to go, and it's definitely not going to rise us to the top of the AFC. So I think just preseason expectations, you have to expect at least another 9-win season, at the least.
I'm with you. I think there's nine games on that schedule, 9 games and more on that schedule that the Titans can win. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I've been following this team my entire life, covering them now. The Titans have to win the games they're supposed to win, and they have to finish the games they're winning in. It's always that thing when the Titans find a way to lose a game. I was at the Browns game where they lost. We're up 20 years ago. 28, whatever it was.
Yep.
Something crazy. Blew that. It's those kind of games with the Titans. They give it away all the time. There's got to be constant improvement from the offense. Marcus has to find ways to complete the third down pass. Just so many things need to happen for the Titans to be successful this season, and it all starts with coaching. We got Mike Mularkey. It's on his shoulders. There's so much hype on this team right now. The talent's there. Can they be coached now?
Right. I completely agree. And this is coming from, we have a guy who did very good last year as the offensive coordinator in Terry Obisky. Dick LeBeau's been okay, and Russ Grimm is a good offensive line coach. And that's just exactly what you said. Almost all of this is on the coaching staff now, because John Robinson has done his part. He's put the good players on the field. He's basically looked at Mularkey and said, look, here you go. Here's what I've given you. This is what you need. This is what we've talked about wanting on the team. Now you have to go out and perform. And Mularkey's coming. Last year was really his first really good year as a head coach in the NFL. Not the best track record in recent history. So I'm right there with you. This is all big on coaching this season, I think.
Sunday, give me a prediction.
Man, it's so tough. This is such a tough one. It's nationally televised game. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo.
Romo.
Yeah, Tony Romo. CBS #1 team. Notches are going to be there. It's a tough one, but I'm just going to go ahead and come out and say we're going to win.
Yeah,
we're going to win. Marcus is going to come out and play well. I don't know. It might be a high-scoring game, honestly, because it's still a young secondary. Jonathan Cyprian's a run safety. Byard is really our only center fielder that we have for safeties. So, but I think the offense will play well. The offensive weapons that we have against their beat-down defense, I think will overpower. I think our defense will play better because we have more playmakers that are healthy right now. So our offense will be stronger than their offense for the most of the game, and I think that's going to pull us out with a win.
I'm with you. I'm just so excited to watch the Titans play finally and see Marcus out there, man. Because this is the year. There's been so much hype on him specifically. So many articles, so many praise from him, just through training camp, OTAs, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give the Titans a win too. We can't do this every week, dude. We got to figure out what games we're going to lose.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Titans 30-17.
30-17.
I'll
go. Ooh, I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to say Titans. I'm going to say Titans 31, Oakland 27.
Okay. I like it. I'm with that as well. As long as they come up with the W, it's all that matters. Titans by 2 for Brett Retchler. I'm Austin Nelson. Titans, Raiders, Sunday noon, CBS. Tony Romo, Jim Nantz. Let's get it.
Tighten up.
Tighten up.